Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Bolds, and the article that I reviewed is called Erickson's Theory of Development, A Teacher's Observation. It was written by Suchitra Ramakor, and again, I am Michelle Bolds, the one that will be presenting this to you. A brief overview of the article is that Erik Erikson was a psychologist, and most of his work was done between the 1930s and the 1950s. His theory is generally called a theory of personality development. The key idea is that people face conflicts at each stage. In the author's perspective, she basically broke down each of the stages as written by Erik Erikson, but also gave a brief little comment about each stage and what each stage means. In the stage one, it is trust versus mistrust. The trust is built by the mother and father meeting his or her need of the child. On stage two, it is the autonomy versus shame. The feelings are being developed and should not be condemned. So if a child is feeling happy, that should be encouraged. If they're feeling sad, it should be encouraged. The different stages and the different feelings that they are feeling, that you should work to encourage those so that they know how to express their feelings. Stage three is initiative versus guilt. This is at the stage where they begin to make these decisions and they begin also to carry out those decisions. Stage four is industry versus inferiority. The sense of purpose and development, and their work is being defined to competence. The stage five is the identity versus role confusion. This is basically the stage where their roles are being defined. In my personal reaction is that Erikson formed these stages before social media, and I think since social media has been around, there could be some differences in each form of these stages where they're basically all the same. But I wonder how social media would have changed these reactions if they would have been around whenever he developed these stages. I believe that these stages may overall be accurate, but due to the social media and social changes, that things may be impacted by each stage of development. The social environment has also changed since these stages were developed. If things are not mastered I also feel that if things are not mastered at one stage, that it will carry over to the next. They do refer to in the article about the stages not being watertight, and I agree with that, because if one stage of development isn't mastered, those things are going to be kind of a deficiency as they move on to the next stage. The ethical principles, the stages of development seem to me more of a scientific perspective more than an ethical perspective. And what I mean that is sometimes there is scientific things that are not very ethical as our Christian worldview, but these are more of a scientific perspective. Ethics is needed in all stages of development, and each stage has the potential to shape our ethical and can be viewed to determine the next stages of progress. So if you have poor ethics in one stage, most likely those are going to develop into more of an unethical views. The implementations I would like to practice in my classroom is, I feel it's important to build the capacity in the student, and at each stage. I work in 5th grade, so it's typically that age of between the 6 years old to the 12-year-olds. It is important at that stage that we are building confidence and for the students to pursue their interest. And also it is important for us to correct our mistakes and not just give in to them or not make that constructive criticism. I am a strong believer in what is called productive struggle. It's okay for students to struggle as they are learning something, because my job as a teacher is to help that struggle become less and less. I appreciate you all listening. I'm sorry that there were some technical difficulties with getting the slides to move. My computer is not cooperating today. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation, and I look forward to viewing yours. Have a good day.